Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this last weekend I went up to Willow Springs to have a riders clinic with M1GP, and we were riding little 50s around and practicing our skills. I also brought the KX65 just to run around in the time that I had between. It was so hot though, I barely rode this thing. I mean, it was like 106 in the middle of the day and it was just brutal. But yeah, after about 140 miles driving up there, got right into it. Started off with getting familiar with these bikes. There were about 5 of us, I think, taking the class, and everything from experienced riders to newer riders. So the clinic bikes are stock CRF50s on street tires. They've got no kickstart. There's bump start them off and everything. We kind of went down through how they operate. So they're 3-speed, neutrals all the way down, and then 3 up. For any of the track riding, we're in third the entire time. For the drills, we're in second. And it was pretty easy. I mean, you don't have to worry about a lot. You can focus on really honing in on what you're doing. So after getting familiar with the bikes, we went out and did a couple laps around the track just to get familiar with the track and the bikes themselves. And yeah, that was pretty fun. It's always interesting to see somebody who's riding 50 for the first time or people that are super comfortable with them.
I was in third already. Just kickstand up. And yeah, just give it a little bit of throttle while you're running forward with it.
Such a nub.
To kind of debrief, see how everybody was feeling before we hopped into some drills. So the first drill we went into was the circle drill. This was really hard for me. I could focus on the cone and I could look at it, but modulating the throttle and trying to maintain like a decent distance from it got me all kind of wonky. So I kept getting real close to the cone and then real wide, and real close to the cone and then real wide. And once I started kind of normalizing around that, I was way too dizzy, and as soon as I broke off from that turn, the whole world was spinning. I had to lay down for a little bit just because between the heat and just spinning around, it was nuts.
Yeah. They're high on the toes. And then gradually bring it angle. Yeah. The throttle is so stable. Focus on the cone.
it requires of the rider visual focus, which is the first part, eyes on top of the cone, really learning. So basically, you've heard of target fixation, right? So this is essentially target fixation, but intentional. So if you have the discipline and the training to say, if you're out on the canyons and you catch yourself, man, I don't want to be looking at the truck coming towards me, and you have the discipline to say, I'm going to be looking at the inside of the corner, that can save you, right? On the track, it's going to aid you as you're looking for your reference points. Next is throttle control. Not my best demonstration for throttle control out there, but you know, as you advance and continue to do this drill, you'll see you can refine this drill. So a lot of riders, when they first come to clinic, you'll see a lot of action with their throttle hand, a lot, sometimes too much. In the corner, you'll see adjustments. So some of you, Colin, you were talking about death gripping the bars, right? Whether you death grip the bars or not, this is still worth not only watching, but trying it yourself when you're out at session sometime. It's just fine finesse control with the throttle, okay? So like I said, you'll see someone do that. If you just do this, very minimal movement, but you can almost get the full range of throttle, right? So when you're on the bike and you're thinking you have to jerk your hand to get throttle response, and that's not the case. You can be very precise. So if I bring my chin to my wrist, what's happening? My clavicle, my collarbone is now facing the same direction as my knees, right? So that's going to actually help me open up the hip. That's going to help me engage the upper body and look at the elbows. So that's all lending itself to aggressive body positioning for a corner, right? Roy, you mentioned screwdriver grip. So now this is for the left. If I go to my right, now see how my forearm, the alignment of my forearm. A lot of guys, when they'll try screwdriver grip or when they think they're leaning up, their wrist will be locked on the bars, right? So now when they go over like this, I can't show you with all this crap on here, but your wrist is getting bound up. It's uncomfortable. But if you go out and you actually turn your hand like you're grabbing a doorknob or turning a screwdriver, now your forearm is in alignment with the bar or a clip-on on R1, right? So now your wrist isn't bound up anymore. It's easier to get into that, especially when you go to your right. But if you can get that into play, when you're in a corner and you're looking for your exit point and you're comfortable, that's second nature for you to do that. That's going to save you seconds. That's going to help you in the long run.
This is the second drill that we went through. This was pretty fun. It had enough turning that I wasn't getting dizzy as I was running through it, unlike the circle drill, so I preferred this one a lot more. I think I ran this like 3 or 4 times, getting a little better each time. coaching me through this one, and he was getting me to lean down a little farther and farther, and I realized what was hanging me up, and something that I've had a lot of problems with, is my left turns. I'm really comfortable with the right turn. I can drag knee all day. It's super comfortable for me. Left turns, I always had a problem. I felt like I was stressing the tires too much and that I was on the verge of slipping. And what it really was is I wasn't getting all the way over and using my right leg to support myself as much. I was using my left leg to pivot on the peg, and that's what I was using to get down on my left side. That was a huge breakthrough for me, and after that, I took the KX out a little bit, and it was way, way easier on the lefts. I didn't have to fight the bike as much. So just that small little tweak of getting more of my leg onto the bike, hanging off a little bit more on the left side. Consciously, I thought I was doing it, but having somebody watch you in your body position, they can tell you exactly what's going on. So I was sitting out here like this, pivoting on my left when I needed to be on all the way down. Yeah, big help there. So after the drills, we went back out on track to apply what we had learned, and I was feeling a lot more comfortable with the lefts, feeling really nice and dialed on a 50, which is funny because I have to like wedge my legs back and like keep them there, because if I move at all, I get all out of position, just because they're so small. On mine, I have the big wide bars, so I can kind of move. With the smaller bars, I'm like banging my knees the whole time. We went around the track, had fun, applied what we learned. Then it was time for the mock race. So there were 5 riders and Young on the side who's going to throw the flag. We did one kind of warm-up lap, and then it was go time. I tried to load up the bike in third, just like holding the brake and loading it, and as soon as he dropped the flag, I just went nowhere. You have to like push yourself with your legs to try and get any movement starting in third. Starting in first and second is a little sketchy because you have to shift so fast, and the bike that I was riding had like a nub of a shifter, so I think I would have been much worse off if I tried to start in first or second. But yeah, starting in third, mad dog the throttle, watched everybody leave, and then tried to catch up. But I'll play the whole mock race right here. It'll just be fun to watch.
I'll be doing countdown
sat around and just debriefed, you know, talking about what we had learned, what we want to improve on, and then everything else from like what bikes we had at home, what mods we had done. Talking about other bikes, Jeff also had his KX65 there, so there were a couple riders that went out and rode the 65s and just got a different sense. I actually rode a young CRF 110. I actually fit on that bike a lot more. I wasn't as cramped up, and it didn't even have big bars. You know, it had stock bars, and I had plenty of room on that bike. Felt really nice going around on that. I definitely highly recommend going and trying out a rider's clinic. It's really fun. You're going to learn a lot more about yourself and the way you ride, and I think you'll come out a better rider no matter what. No matter if you're advanced or just a beginner. It's just a great experience overall. And get out there and start racing. That's where I learned the most, is just practice, laps, what works, what doesn't. Thanks for hanging out with me in the garage and on the track. I'll see you on the next one.